Hello and welcome back to the Elsie McClure version. Today we are in Acts chapter 24. Now, mind you, backstory, all the people got mad at Paul. Paul got taken by the tribunal to be taken care of. Then these 40 Pharisees decide to take an oath that they won't eat or drink until Paul is dead. And then they try to kill him, but then Paul's nephew lets him know about it. And then, so Paul gets escorted in the middle of the night over to the governor. Okay, and now we're waiting for the Pharisees to meet him at the governor's office for them to plead their case. Verse 1 of 24. And after 5 days, the high priest Ananias came down with some elders and a spokesman, one Tertullus. They laid before the governor their case against Paul, and when he had been summoned, Tertullus began to accuse him, saying, "Since through you we enjoy much peace, and since by your foresight, most excellent Felix, reforms are being made for this nation in every way and everywhere, we accept this with all gratitude. But to detain you no further, I beg you in your kindness to hear us briefly, for we have found this man a plague, one who stirs up riots among all the Jews throughout the world, and is a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes. He even tried to profane the temple, but we seized him. By examining him yourself, you will be able to find out from him about everything of which we accuse him." The Jews also joined in the charge, affirming that all these things were so. And when the governor had nodded to him to speak, Paul replied, "Knowing that for many years you have been judge over this nation, I cheerfully make my defense." You know what, Paul? Pop off. That's right. They be saying lies about you. And you said, okay, you're a good governor. Verse 11, you can verify that it is not more than 12 days since I went up to worship in Jerusalem, and they did not find me disputing with anyone or stirring up a crowd, either in the temple or in the synagogues or in the city. Neither can they prove to you what they bring up against me. But this I confess to you, that according to the way which they call a sect, I worship the God of our fathers, believing everything laid down by the law and written in the prophets, having a hope in God, which these men themselves accept, that there will be a resurrection of both the just and the unjust. So I also take pains to have a clear conscience towards both God and man. So because there's a resurrection, I guess that implicates that there's going to be a judgment day, and that's why he wants to be right before man. But now, after several years, I came to bring alms to my nation and to present offerings. While I was doing this, they found me purified in the temple without any crowd or tumult. But some Jews from Asia, they ought to be here before you and to make an accusation, should they have anything against me. But some Jews from Asia, they ought to be here before you and to make an accusation, should they have anything against me. The Jews in Asia are the ones that got a problem with me, governor, okay? These Pharisees, just annoying. They just annoying. But the Asian Jews, now they had a problem with me. Verse 20, or else let these men themselves say what the wrongdoing they found when I stood before the council. Other than this one thing that I cried out while standing among them, it is with respect to the resurrection of the dead that I am on trial before you this day. So Paul's really like, they got nothing on me, okay? I ain't done nothing wrong. They don't even, not even the right people are accusing me, okay? I was purifying myself. I was giving alms to my nation. Good. 22. But Felix, having a rather accurate knowledge of the way, put them off, saying, when Lysias, the tribune, comes down, I will decide your case. Then he gave orders to the centurion that he should be kept in custody but have some liberty, and that none of his friends should be prevented from attending to his needs. Okay, Felix. Yes, good. After some days, Felix came with his wife Drusilla, who was Jewish. Well, that's shocking. And he sent for Paul and heard him speak about faith in Christ Jesus. And as he reasoned about righteousness and self-control and the coming judgment, Felix was alarmed and said, go away for the present. When I get an opportunity, I will summon you. At the same time, he hoped that money would be given him by Paul. So he sent for him often and conversed with him. When 2 years had elapsed, Felix was succeeded by Porcius Festus. And desiring to do Jews a favor, Felix left Paul in prison. Okay, we just got 2 full years and like 2 sentences. So Paul was arrested for stupid accusations, is kept in jail because Felix wants to do the Jews a favor, a very select few Jews a favor. But he conversed with Paul regularly. So Paul was planting seeds. And for those 2 years, anybody could come and meet him. That's probably how he got all the letters out. He'd be like, listen, I hear through the grapevine, you Ephesians need to have a rebuke, right? Or the Galatians, or the Philippians, or the Thessalonians, you know, like all of them. So he had plenty of time to write. And he wasn't like chained. He was just not able to leave. It's like house arrest. Think of it like that. So he was on house arrest for 2 years. And now we have this new dude coming into the picture. Anyway, I guess my question for you today is, are you slow to speak? And are you slow to anger? Because if you look at this, Paul is being unjustly accused for like, I don't know how many times. And it's by the same people who have tried to kill him multiple times. And yet he is very calm with his response and is very articulate and very smart. So are we thinking before we speak? That would be my question for you today. All right, see you tomorrow.